So Denise was doing some editing today and she says that I need to sound more cheery on the videos. Ha ha ha. She doesn't understand when you find rust, it brings you down. No, she just said, I need to be more upbeat. So, on that note, we're going to show you some more rust and I'm going to be upbeat about it. Yes, we are still working on this godforsaken fender. All the time I got on this, it probably would have been cheaper to buy a new one, but oh well, I got time. So what we did was we filled in these areas here. If you remember, they were cut out. So we put a piece in there, welded that in there. There also, welded that in. This is the inside seam of where our panel was. This is where the holes were that I filled. That's the inside of the other panel. Still got to be sanded down and then undercoated or sprayed or something. But I like to do that. Like I said, it locks everything up. But now we are going to work on this brace. We have a piece of, what is this? 18 gauge steel. And we are going to cut a piece. And it's supposed to, as you can see where the lines are, it's supposed to come down there and bend around. I'm not crazy about these because it does leave somewhere to hold moisture, but it does hold the fender in. So we'll figure out something. We'll get it made up, get it tacked in, welded. We'll get some paint behind here so it is sealed, and we'll go from there. But otherwise, doing pretty good. Making headway. Like I said, it's been kind of slow on this fender. It's been a lot of fabricating, a lot more work than I thought, as usual. But see, the bottom came out nice. Like I said, we got a skim coat of the glass on it. And this bottom piece came out nice. Filled my holes in there. That came out decent. We got to sand that down and then do our body filler. But all in all, it's going along, and we'll go from there. But I think that's it with this. We're just going to make this bracket up. Do a little sanding on here, maybe paint the inside of the fender, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then we're gonna move on to something else because we're done with this fender. All right, we're still working on this damn fender. So we got a bracket, the inner brace made up in here. What I did was I fabricated out of, I believe it was 18 gauge, 16 or 18 gauge. Bent it, tack welded it. I actually painted it, but of course, when I welded it, half of that burnt off. So what we did was we put 3 holes here, and we did what we call plug welding, where you drill the hole and then you plug the hole in with weld. And then we welded along the seam. We're going to do a little, probably just seam sealer here, and then paint everything. Inside of the fenders look pretty good. We got them cleaned up. We got them sanded down. Insides look good. Outsides still need body work, but they have the fiberglass on them. So we're making headway. We'll be done with this fender today, ready for body work. It's not done. But all in all, I probably have probably 12 hours tied up into this. And, you know, if I was a restoration shop charging $100 an hour, you know, that'd be over $1,000. You could have bought an aftermarket fender for about $600, a decent one. So all in all, really not worth it, all the work I'm doing, but it is still an original fender, which is good. And like I said, I have time. So we'll finish this up. Like I said, we'll put some seam sealer on here or something. And then we're going to paint the whole inside of the fender. And then we will probably rehang it to do the body work. That way we get everything straight, and we will go from there. But I think this will be the last bit on this fender that we show. We're going to call this done. Like I said, just put some paint on it, and the inside's going to be done. And then we can do what we want with it, and we'll have to block it out and on the outside. All right, I'll show you the next thing. So we got this fender all on the inside done. We still got to do the body work out here. I just hung it back on here with one bolt. just to get it out of the way because we don't have a lot of room here. So today we're going to start working on this door. I'm going to strip this door down. We got some rust there. The bottom's got surface rust, but it's not rotted through. The corner's rotted through. But we're going to get this door panel removed, get all the weather stripping stripped off, all the plugs out, and clean it up and see what we got. So that's going to be today's project. I popped there was Bondo in these holes. I popped it out. I'm going to weld them and fill them. And we got to take these door hinges off. Got new pins for them. So we'll do that today also. And like I said, we're going to address the rust somehow. It's going to be interesting. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it done. It's like 38 degrees this morning. A little chilly. I came in, turned the heat on, got the pilot light on, and forgot to turn the heater on. So I let it warm up for a half hour, but it didn't warm up because I didn't turn the heater on. So a little nippy in here, but it's just nicer working with the doors open. So leave the door open for a little bit and hopefully it warms up. Also gonna try to wash the Excursion today. We went up to Maryland yesterday in the salt and sand, so we got that all salty. So we'll get started today and we will show you on the way. Okay, we got the door all stripped down. And of course, the rust is worse than I thought. Of course, usually is. Still got to take these hinges off because they got to be rebuilt. And we got to do a little fabricating, obviously. Gonna put a piece in there. I don't think it's in the front panel, but we're not going to know until the back part of the panel is done. So we'll grind on this some and get the worst of it out. Get some pieces welded in, do a little fiber hair on it, and some seam sealer, and hopefully it'll be okay. But I left the door handle so we can go up and down with the window because it's easier to work on the inside. But all in all, it's not horrible. I hear a tractor in the background. Maybe, I wonder if they're starting to plow fields. It is only late January, but I'd be surprised if they were plowing fields yet. But all right, like I said, we got it stripped down and we'll go from there. So we got the door all stripped down. Still have to take the window out, but we got all that cut out. That was all rust there and over here. And we wire brushed everything down. And we put a coat of OSPO in it. That's why it's setting up. That's what you see leaking on the floor. We got OSPO all sprayed in there and moved around and tipped around. So we got it all down into this pinch weld and everything. And then once we do our metal work, our body work, I'll do the same like I did on the quarter panels. Is I'll put it's a epoxy. It's like fiberglass resin. And I'll dump it in the bottom of the door and that'll seal and lock everything in. I saw it on a video not too long ago, so I thought it was a good idea and it's pretty reasonable. So we'll get moving on that. But we have to let this rest now. This has to dry for 24 hours before we can do anything. Then we'll start fabricating. This corner is going to be quite tricky because there's, of course, a curve and everything. And we cut out all the rust. There's still, like I said, some surface rust, but wire brush sanded it and we'll get it going. So, all right, on a cheery note, we'll see you on the next one.